So we learned about mutually exclusive. The other term we want to talk about is independent. So people get these two confused all the time. They're not really related to each other in any real sense. They mean two different things. So mutually exclusive means that two things absolutely cannot happen at the same time. Independent means that one of them happening does not affect the other one happening. For example, if you randomly selected student from your class, both earn A's, they're independent, right? Because if you earn an A and someone else in the class earns an A, you earning an A didn't cause the other person to get an A, or you earning an A doesn't cause someone to not get an A. However, if you and your classmate who are partners both get A's, those events are not independent because you guys are partners, maybe lab partners, right? So one of you getting an A definitely affects the other one getting an A. So the idea with independent is we're saying, does one thing, if we know one thing happened, does it change the probability of something else happening? This is where that conditional probability comes in. So we have a jar that has 12 green marbles and 8 violet marbles. So we randomly choose a marble and then we put it back. Then we choose another marble. Does the color of the first marble chosen affect the color of the second marble? Okay, so obviously not, right? Like you guys are all smart enough to know that obviously not. If you picked out one and then you put it back and then you picked out another one, it's gonna be the exact same probability, right? But let's look at this from a probability standpoint. So the first time you pick out a marble, so here you are. Here you are, and you're gonna pick out a marble. And the first time you have a chance of either getting a green or you have a chance of getting a violet. Okay? And how many chances? Well, you have a 12 in 20 chance of getting a green and an 8 in 20 chance of getting a violet. Okay? So then we put that marble back in the jar and then we pull another marble. If I pulled a violet marble the first time, I had an 8 in 20 chance of pulling a violet marble. What is my chance of pulling a violet marble? Or, I guess what are my options? I could either get a violet again, right? Or I could get a green this time. What are my chances of getting violet? Well, there's still 8 of them in there, and there's still 20 total, right? And then what's my chance of getting green? Well, there's still 12 of them in there, and there's still 20 total. So my chances have not changed at all, right? If I get a violet, it doesn't change my chance of getting a violet a second time. And same with the green. If I get a green the first time, it doesn't matter because I put whatever marble I took out, I put it back in, so my chances stay exactly the same. Okay? So these two events are independent. Now, what if, oh, I thought I had it on here, but what if I do not put the marble back? What if I don't put the marble back? Is it going to change my chances? Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Because if I don't put the marble back, then this second time, right? Let's think about this. Okay. If I pull out a violet marble and then I don't put it back, when I pull out another marble, I still have the same chances. I could still pull out a violet or I can pull out a green. But how many marbles do I have left right now, right? I have 19 marbles left now. And what's my chance of pulling out a violet? Well, there's not 8 in there anymore, there's 7. And then I have a 12 in 19 chance of getting a green. Okay, but what happens if I picked a green marble out? Well, I still have 19 chances, but this time I only have 11 out of 19 chance of getting a green. And I have an 8 out of 19 chance of getting a violet. So if I do not put it back, then my what I picked the first time absolutely affects the second time, right? Because this probability of getting a green the second time is not the same as the probability of getting a green otherwise. So I know that those two would not be independent because the probability of getting a green the second time is not the same.